Westmoreland Community Connections is a presentation of Citizens Fiber.
Welcome to Westmoreland Community Connections, a look at issues and happenings on Classic Hits 107.1 WHJB. Here now is your host, Jennifer Miele, Chief Communications Officer and Managing Director of Evangelization of the Diocese of Greensburg.
Welcome to Westmoreland Community Connections on WHJB. I'm your host, Jennifer Miele. I'm happy to be here today with two very special guests from the Westmoreland Fair, Sarah Sphon and Leanna Landy. These ladies know that August is one of my favorite times of the year because we get to come back to the fair. It's something that I never miss and haven't missed for years. And I just feel so blessed to be able to have both of these ladies on the show today to talk to everybody about what's happening during the Westmoreland Fair, which runs from August 20th through the 28th. Sarah Sphon is the fair secretary. Leanna Landy is the entry office secretary. Boy, ladies, a lot different than last year. We couldn't have a fair. How did you guys take that? I mean, was that really difficult?
Yeah, so last year's decision to cancel the 2020 Westmoreland Fair was definitely one of the hardest decisions us as the organization has ever had to make. Our board of directors of 21 guys, I mean, it was the most difficult decision we've ever had to make. They thought about it. We put it off for as long as we could, and it was just so difficult to make that decision. But for the safety of our community, our superintendents, volunteers, and all that are involved, it was the decision we had to make. So it was not fun to make, but here we are for the 2021 season, and we are so excited to be back in full force.
That's wonderful. I'm so glad that you are. Leanna, I'm sure things are crazy busy over there getting ready.
Oh, yes.
What kind of things are you working on lately?
Well, we're wrapping up entering all the entries right now, getting tallies for our volunteers and superintendents so they know how much work is cut out for them. Our numbers look pretty good. We weren't expecting quite as well for it to go quite as well as it has due to what other fairs have experienced, but our numbers look pretty good, with the exception of market animals are down, but everything else looks great.
Do you think that is sort of a halo effect, a result of COVID-19, the expense with those animals and not knowing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
The uncertainties involved with earlier in the year and not knowing if buying that animal and tagging it would be profitable in the end after what happened last year. So yeah, this is a direct result, but It's going to be a great fair because everything else looks awesome.
That's amazing. Well, I'm going to start with you, Sarah. Why don't you talk a little bit about you, where you grew up, what you went to school for, and how or why you ended up working with the fair. Could you take us through that story?
Yeah, so I actually started with the Westmoreland Fair 3 years ago, but this will only be my second fair with the organization due to last year being canceled. I grew up in Greensburg. I'm a Hempfield area graduate, and I actually grew up with no fair involvement on the 4-H side. So I actually never participated in the fair. However, I have learned so much. This is the one place where we can really educate our community on agriculture. And with that, I've actually learned quite so much from the fair with being able to promote agriculture. But my background, like I said, didn't come that way. I actually went to school for emergency management and homeland security and just found that my path I wasn't meant to do that. So now I'm with the fair. And again, this is my third year. So I'm just really now focused on the impact that Pennsylvania has with agriculture. It is our number one industry. So here at the fair, that's our goal, is to just educate our community on where their food comes and the life cycle of livestock, and just really getting the word out there that, Westmoreland County is a farm county and we need to keep agriculture alive.
Wonderful. Well, that's great. It's neat how you ended up there. Kind of a shift in path there, but I'm sure they feel really lucky to have you, just as excited as you are about that. So, Leanna, your turn. Why don't you tell us about where you grew up and your education and how you ended up working with the fair?
I actually grew up about 10 minutes from here for the most part. I lived in Greensburg for probably the first 4 years of my life, and otherwise have been in Acme. I, as an exhibitor, was involved as an open class exhibitor, never a 4-H'er, but we were raised to have an appreciation for agricultural things. So it was only natural for me to be drawn to a job like this. So I've been here for about 7 years, and I think probably the best part is the agricultural families actually feel like our family. When we have this fair, it is truly an agricultural celebration and also like just a huge reunion. You can't help but be excited when you're involved with it, and seeing these kids be so involved with what they're doing and excited about agriculture, it makes us all feel like there's hope.
I mean, I think you guys are doing a great job in trying to bring in the next generation of fair participant. I mean, even your website, westmorelandfair.com, is, it's modern, it's fresh, it's definitely appealing to vendors, exhibitors, all kinds of fun stuff, which is wonderful. And I'm really glad to hear that your participation's up, because I tend to wonder if a fair later in the season actually benefited you. People were waiting to see what was going to happen. Do you think that the timing helped a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. So our fair is one of the later fairs in, our area. However, it allows other entries to participate. So some of the later crop entries benefit from a later fair. One of the downsides, however, is school starting. A lot of times our fair runs into the start of school, but this year it seems like we're pretty fortunate. A lot of schools aren't starting until after our fair. So that has a lot to play in our attendance. But like I mentioned, the crops really do benefit from our later in the season fair.
Mm-hmm. Yes, for sure. So why don't we talk about some of the fun things that we're going to see at the fair this year? We have lots of events, including, I see a demolition derby, but we'll start with the price of admission. How do you buy tickets? How much are they? How do you get the best deal?
So our general admission, which includes parking, amusement rides, admission to all the commercial and agriculture exhibits, and the judging exhibits, is only $7. And like I said, that includes just about everything. That does not, however, include grandstand events. So grandstand events are based on the specific event, and it can be anywhere from $5 to $7. So Friday and Saturday, the first weekend of the fair, the admission to the grandstand is $7, and then the last Friday is also $7. All other grandstand events are only $5. So you can pretty much experience the entire fair for less than $15 a person.
That's fantastic. That's really exciting. Can you highlight, what happens on the first day? Let's go day by day. So can you talk to us a little bit about what's happening?
So Friday this year is actually super exciting. We're welcoming one of our newest events, which is motocross in the People's Grandstand Arena. That event is $7, and it is sponsored by Armstrong Cable and T-Mobile. And then one of the fan favorites is our annual Queen contest, which Jennifer is actually emceeing for us again.
I love it. I love the Fair Queen. That's my favorite night of the year.
Yeah, so we have 4 Queen contestants this year: Ashley Farlow, Emma Hayes, Kelly Gillis, and Milena Macosta. And these ladies will run for the title of 2021 Westmoreland Fair Queen. And she will actually go on to compete for the state title of the Pennsylvania Queen And she will run in Hershey, Pennsylvania in January. So the winner of our queen contest will actually go on to the state contest in January.
Very good. So that starts on Friday, August 20th. So people can head there. And like you said, that doesn't include the amusement rides, that $7 fare, but it's absolutely no problem to go and buy those tickets, which is a really kind of fun and attraction, something fun to do.
So that $7 actually does include the amusement rides. It just does not include the grandstand.
Oh, see, I missed that. I didn't realize that. Okay, very good. And then we move on to Saturday. We have a band Saturday night. Is that right?
Yes, so we are welcoming B&B Acoustic. They're out of Roughdale. They'll be in the Excella Health Show Arena. That admission is actually included in your $7 admission, so there's no extra cost with seeing that band.
Oh, that sounds great. And more fun on Sunday. So the fair will be open all day on Sunday. I think it's 2 to 11 on Sunday, the 22nd.
Yeah, so our gates actually open up early. They open at 10 every day.
Okay.
And from 10 to 2, we have an early bird admission. Now, the rides aren't open quite yet. So the rides open at 2 o'clock and they stay open until 11. But if you're not really interested in riding and just want to come out and see the exhibits, early bird is always open from 10 to 2. And that is just $3 per person. So you can come early on Sunday, check all the exhibits out, and it's only for $3.
Oh, that sounds great. Wonderful. And then Sunday evening, about 4 o'clock, I see the Part-Time Cowboys. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Part-Time Cowboys are one of our fan favorites. They're coming back. They were back in 2019. They're a local country band. They actually start at 7 o'clock. I know there was a little typo in our brochure, but the Part-Time Cowboys will be in the Excella Health Show Arena starting at 7 o'clock. Also, The admission is included.
All right. So that's 7 o'clock. Very good. And then Monday, we get to see some of the showcase of the beef showmanship. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect to see Monday.
This is Leanna.
4-H, the 4-H market steer and beef showmanship. So that's
nice.
Yeah.
So,
for the kids.
So Monday, the day is kicked off with actually judging 4-H poultry showmanship.
Okay.
And that's in the Poultry Rabbit building. And we have a pretty good entry list for both poultry and rabbits. So it should be a great show. And then at 10 a.m. in the Excella Health Show Arena, they're judging the Brown Swiss, Guernsey, Ayrshire, and Milking Shorthorn dairy cattle. So we have a lot of dairy cattle this year, too. And then at 10 o'clock, also at the Kelly Building, they'll be judging market and breeding goat showmanship. Then an actual poultry judging, the judging of the birds would be at 11. And then at 4 p.m., as you mentioned, Excella Health Show Arena, the judging of the beef cattle. So yeah, it's the kickoff for the shows and the judging of the animals early in the fair is always an exciting time for the kids.
Oh, that is going to be great. It really is. So we're talking today about the Westmoreland Fair that is just right around the corner. Westmoreland Fair 2021 is August 20th through the 28th. I'm excited to talk to Sarah Sphon today and Leanna Landy. They're both working hard on the fair. You're listening to Westmoreland Community Connections on WHJB. We'll be right back.
This is Westmoreland Community Connections on Classic Hits 107.1 WHJB. If you have a suggestion for a topic, or if your nonprofit organization would like to be featured on this program, call us during regular business hours at 724-216-1200.
Westmoreland Community Connections is a presentation of Citizens Fiber.
Welcome back to Westmoreland Community Connections on WHJB. I'm your host, Jennifer Miele. Happy to be here today with Sarah Sphon. She's the Westmoreland Fair Secretary, and Leanna Landy. She is the Westmoreland Fair Entry Office Secretary. They're working very hard right now on the Westmoreland Fair for 2021. That runs August 20th through the 28th. And these ladies were just walking us through day by day of what we can expect at the fair. We've gotten through the kickoff on the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and 23rd. But Tuesday is something that's really fun, and everyone I'm sure would like to watch. That's the Square Dance Social. Ladies, tell us about that.
Yeah, so the Square Dance Social, and it is open to the general public, so you don't have to be experienced. You can come and learn how to square dance. The Westmoreland Squares 4-H Club will be in full support there to show any of the general public how to square dance, but it's a fun time. Stop out at 7:00 at the Excel Health Show Arena and learn how to square dance.
And later that evening is the tractor pull, right?
Yes. So Tuesday is the Farm Tractor Pull, which is sponsored by Wish Radio and Armstrong Cable. It's a fun time. Your admission to the grandstand that night is only $5 a person.
Oh, that sounds great. And then we move on to Wednesday, which looks really fun. Senior bingo starting during the day. So that's something early you don't have to go out at night for.
Yeah, so Senior Day is a fun day, which is always the Wednesday of the fair, and it is sponsored by WHJB. WHJB does an awesome job for our seniors. We do a senior bingo and other activities. Stage Right will also be performing in the show arena, and that is followed by the rabbit agility contest. So if you want to come out and see some adorable bunnies hopping along and going through the obstacle course, Wednesday is definitely your day. And then we wrap up the day with another demolition derby in the grandstand for just $5 a person.
Nice. That'll be good. I've been to those demolition derbies before. Definitely bring your earplugs to that, right?
Yes. And we do have earplugs to sell if you did forget yours.
That's great. So Thursday, why don't you tell us a little bit about the 4-H benefit auction?
That's when we give Extension Office, Penn State, a chance to just sort of, they're celebrating while they're trying to also fundraise for their cause. It's always a huge success, and everybody looks forward to it, and it has a lot of fun. It's usually a big deal. It draws a big crowd, and it has a lot of donations. A lot of great items go to auction, and they just have a great time while they're making a little bit of support.
Nice. That's great. And then Thursday, you have the 4x4 truck and mini modified tractor pulls. So that's got to be pretty neat.
Yeah, so the 4x4 truck pulls and mini mod tractor pulls are that Thursday as well. And for grandstand admission is only $5. That's another one, Jennifer, that you might want to bring your earplugs to.
Okay, good to know for sure. And then we're cruising into the weekend, Friday, August 27th. We have the showmanship contest, exhibitor social, but I really want to talk to you about the super stock 4x4 trucks. What do you have? Farm tractors, diesel trucks, stock tractors. I mean, this is anyone who's a gearhead is going to be want to be out there on that Friday. Is that right?
Yes. So this is the main truck and tractor pull event. It is a huge deal. We have all of it, even semi trucks, and it is just such a fun, versatile truck pull, and it's the highlight of the weekend. And for that is just $7 admission to the grandstand, and the whole family just loves this event.
Nice. And then things start to wrap up on Saturday, but not before we hear the band Saddle Up. Great band, huh?
Yeah, so the local band Saddle Up is performing in the show arena, which is included in your general admission. They have been at the fair previous years. It's just a fun time with Saddle Up in the show arena.
It's great. And another demolition derby to wrap things up on Saturday night, I see.
Yeah, so the demo derby on Saturday, the 28th at 7:30, that's kind of just the wrap up to the fair. It is open to a bunch of different classes and highlights the season of the demo derbies. And if any contestant wins that demo derby, they move on to the September championship demo. So that's the one to make it out to. And for admission to that is just $5 a person.
I love it. And I see a lot of other daily attractions that are happening. I see a tiger encounter. So is that, I don't know. I've been to the fair many times, but I'm not sure I remember a tiger encounter.
Yeah, so that is a new event this year. The Tiger Encounter by Artisans and Attractions. They'll be here daily at various times throughout the week of the fair. And that is also included in just your $7 general admission.
Yes. And I've seen the milking parlor demonstrations. That's something always really neat for the kids to see, an opportunity really to learn more about agriculture for sure. And I have pictures of my kids on Buffalo Bill's pony and camel rides.
Yeah.
So I probably have them like at every age growing up on that, which is cool. And how about that petting zoo, right? I mean, it's just great. It's wonderful for the kids.
Yeah, so right by the petting zoo, you do have your pony and camel rides, but that petting zoo is just, it's so versatile. It's great for little kids just to get up and close to different exotic animals. It's a fun time.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited already. But, I've restrained myself, ladies. I haven't talked about food in 22 minutes. So I feel like I get an A+, but now it's time to talk about food a little bit. Can you want to tell us about some of the things we're going to see on the menu?
Well, all the things everybody loves about fair. So your funnel cakes and fries, your fried Oreos, all your fun stuff, and your sweets. So we do have a new barbecue vendor coming in with all those ribs, wings, chickens, and it's the menu is outstanding this year. Another vendor that we're welcoming this year is the Westmoreland County Family Farms Food Group. It's a co-op that really focuses on the agriculture side. So we'll have Jesse's Chickens, Logan Family Farms Beef, and Pleasant Lane Farms Cheese here. So that one is really one to just check out. They'll also have a market side. So if you need any of your produce, they'll also have a little produce market at their booth this year.
I think that sounds great. My husband always makes fun of me because I always go for the deep fried vegetables. And he keeps saying, what's the point of that, dear? Well, you're eating your vegetables, but they're deep fried. I can't help it. Deep fried Oreos, deep Snickers bars. That's just how it is.
Yes. And fair food calories don't count.
See, everybody needs to know that. That's fantastic. It seems like you did fantastic on your sponsorships this year. Just countless sponsors. You have to be happy with all of that.
Our sponsors, we just couldn't do without them. One to really highlight this year is Bloomin' Genius. They're one of our new Queen Fair sponsors. They provide all of the floral arrangements that you will see up at the fairgrounds on Friday, the 20th, for our Queen contest. And one sponsor that has really gone over out and about is WHJB. They're so fair involved. Their support is we're just so thankful for their support. The extra work they put into our fair to show our community, what agriculture is all about. I mean, they do such a good job for us. We are so grateful for them.
Yeah, gotta love WHJB, and they were kind enough to work with me, to work with you, to get information on the air. And, reading a little bit about the Westmoreland Fair, just so everybody at home knows, they're celebrating 66 years this year. So imagine back in 1954, this group of local farmers and businessmen say, you know what, we're going to promote agriculture in Westmoreland County. So they started the Westmoreland Agricultural Fair and Recreation Association. So that was originally held at Idlewild Park in Ligonier. And at the time, the fair was only 3 days, and it was primarily 4-H exhibitors. By 1957, they purchased the 170-acre farm near the village of Mutual. And that's when we started to see the tent city appear, right, with all the exhibits and the animals. And today, 20 buildings, barns, pavilions, arena, stage. In 1990, the new grandstand arena was constructed with the roof and 5,600 seats. And that's been expanded to 8,000 seats. So we are really seeing just that boom in the fair. And I'm happy to hear that continues today. I really appreciate you ladies talking a little bit about the Westmoreland Fair today. Sarah, Sphon, and Leanna, Landy are on the call. So I'm going to ask you ladies to wrap up the interview. I'm going to put you on the spot here like we do with the Fair Queens. What's your favorite part about the fair? Sarah?
Well, my favorite part of the fair is just the overall reunion that our community has to come together to just meet up, go over what has happened in the last year, and just really focus on agriculture. Again, this is the one place where our community has to just focus and promote where your food comes from and the total impact that it has on not only our county, but surrounding counties throughout the state and even our country. So the fair just, again, we promote agriculture, and it is our one chance throughout the year to just educate and promote Pennsylvania's #1 industry.
Love it. Leanna, you're up.
Oh, honestly, Sarah said everything that I was going to say. You know, it's the celebration of agriculture, and the kids, as I said before, just really excited about what they've been working on and what they've won and sharing what they do and love. The excitement is contagious. You can't help but just be happy for them. So, like I said before, you just feel like there's hope in our youth when you see these kids here celebrating agriculture.
So my turn. I brought my little ones. They're 7 and 8 now. I brought them to the fair every year. And as I said, I have pictures of them growing up time and time again. But, you guys are killing me with those bunny rabbits, because every year they ask me for a month after we leave the fair if we get bunny rabbits. So,
well, you should be happy this year then, because we'll have nearly 200 here.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thanks, Leanna. Thanks. That'll really help. But I'm really looking forward to it. Again, the Westmoreland Fair 2021 is scheduled for August 20th through the 28th. Admission is $7. You can find everything on their website. They also have robust social media pages, so make sure you check that out. Once again, I want to thank Sarah Sphon. She's the fair secretary, and Leanna Landy, the entry office secretary. You ladies did a fantastic job. Thank you very much, and I'll look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Jennifer.
You're listening to Westmoreland Community Connections on WHJB.
This has been Westmoreland Community Connections, a look at issues and happenings in and around Westmoreland County. Join us again next week on Classic Hits 107.1 WHJB.
Westmoreland Community Connections is a presentation of Citizens Fiber.